Hi, this is Matt Heffernan. Welcome back to my channel. What's happening is I'm currently working on my next episode of the Z80 tutorial series, assembly language for the ZX Spectrum. And as it's turning out, it was just too much work to get that done in my production schedule. So that next Monday, we should get the next episode in that tutorial series. And who knows, maybe some X16 content could happen before then, as now we see the new prototype for the Commander X16 is out, and the next official release of the emulator could be in there. Hi, Rick. Then I will be doing some new release versions of some of my X16 games, including Chase Fault, which I know right now Kevin Williams from Tech Select it has been using to help debug some of the issues with Prototype 3. And so yeah, I want to have a version of that works at least with R39 with the host file system, and we'll work out some of those bugs. So what I want to do today, live for the folks that are here right now, is go through and play some of these games. If you want to see a particular game that you see in the menu, or if you want to see if I can look for it in the menu, go ahead and put that down in the chat. But for now, I'm just going to kind of wander around and see what games are there, and see if they're kind of what we expect, if they're like the original games, if there's some weird knockoffs like we saw last time. There was a Jackie Chan game that was turned into a Mario game, so there's a mixture of original ROMs and some weird hack jobs, little gray to black market stuff. And obviously this item here is not fully above board, but was sold by Wish. So, take everything with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, this is a real NES emulation system. And since you basically can't get an NES Classic anymore, this is the best you're going to do to get something that looks like that and has little controllers that look like this. And that's what we're going to have. If you didn't see my last episode, the Slithy Vlogs number 13, which came out this previous Monday, I played through a bunch of the games on here and went through some of the background on why it exists and what I think of it. And I played a few of the Contra games. So let's try a Robocop game. Let's see what that looks like. And let me know if the sound of it is okay, if it's balanced okay with my mic. I'm not listening to the sound, I'm just watching it on the little meter here. Oh, there we go. Yep, this looks like Robocop. Yep. That's definitely Robocop. Oh, 2nd Street, Nash Avenue. Crime in progress. Alright. Let's go. Yep. Yeah, this is nice. I don't know how much of the NES version of this I've played. I played the arcade version of this quite a bit. This was, I remember, still popular even into the 90s. Like one of the arcades on my college campus still had it well into the 90s. So this is not an I don't know if it's an emulation or if it is a system on a chip. I believe it is an actual system on a chip due to the price. Why do you make me kill the dogs, Robocop? That's not cool. The real Robocop would never kill a dog. So yeah, Robocop classic beat 'em up. The NES version, not too difficult, but also not too interesting. It's kind of like Double Dragon with less action. Let's try something else. I don't know if I'm going to subject myself to the original Ninja Turtles. I'm pretty sure that's what Ninja Turtles 1 is. The original NES Ninja Turtles, of course, notoriously difficult. I've played it a bit, but it's really hard. Well, since I was just talking about it, let's take a look at Double Dragon here. So yeah, this looks like the real Double Dragon. The original for NES. Alright, so yep, just like in the arcade, you get the little intro there. A little more chibi style for the NES. But yeah, it's cute. Alright, let's go. Yeah, see, definitely a lot nicer. You have the depth with with this, the Double Dragon, that you don't have with the NES Robocop. Definitely a better beat 'em up for the NES. Just classic. If I had somebody else here to play it with me, could double team all these guys. See, I keep trying to figure out what the combinations are, because 30 years I don't remember what a lot of them are. Now we got purple hair and whips. Gotta watch out for these punks. Okay, now I've got a whip. Definitely. I love the mechanics for this, where you've got these just crazy little street weapons, and you just adopt the animation of whichever enemy you take it from. It's really cute, for a beat 'em up. The chibbiness kind of helps. Ooh, this guy. He's like a Russian slap fighter kind of guy. He comes at you with the open hands. Kick him 3 times, down 3 times. Getting him right. Ooh, right in the jewels there. How many times I got to kick this guy and get him down to stay? Ooh, and he just keeps swatting at me. Ah, man. There we go. Oh, there we go. Did I beat him? Is he the actual boss? Yep, there we go. He was the mission boss. Let's take a look at what Mario 12 is. I'm not sure if this is a real Mario game either. Oops, I always forget to hit the start button. So here's Mario 12. And it looks like another thing where they just kind of slapped Mario into it. So yeah, what is this? Does anybody recognize this? I have no idea what this game is. Alright, so there's a bunch of cookies. Oh, okay, it's like a Bejeweled type game, I think. No. So I've got... What the hell's going on here? Okay. Alright, don't understand this game. That is very strange. So that's Mario 12. I think very obviously not a Mario game. But what's Mario 14? So again, they're just kind of like throwing Mario into these other games, these sort of just random Famicom games. All right, Rick. Well, thanks. Thanks for coming in. I know I'm on the East Coast too. It's almost midnight, but I gotta take the times I can to do this. So what is this? Yeah, unfortunately in Japanese. Don't read Japanese. All right, so here's Mario in a cape. You can see there they obviously it says copyright 1993, so this is post Super Famicom, and they are copying that font for Super Mario World and just calling it Super Mario 14. Looks like some sort of... Don't make me go through that whole thing again. Alright. He's got a bow staff and a cape. So is this... Yeah, so it looks like rather than a platformer, it's a beat 'em up. And he's got... Okay, then he collects coins. Yeah, so they took some weird, like... ninja or samurai or something based beat 'em up and turned it into a Mario game. Yoshi's Cookie Mario 12. Okay. Not familiar with that one. Alright. Oh, can I get a key over here? I don't have a key. I guess I can come back with the key. Can I go backwards? Oh, well, I can die. Let's see. Where does it take me back to? Back to the beginning? I guess. Yeah, so I think that's what a lot of these games are. Oh, see the keys up there. Oh, yeah. And unlike a real Mario game. Oh, man, this is... Oh. Yeah, you can't actually jump on the little Koopas like a real Mario game. They just kill you. So, yeah. That's kind of stupid. Alright, let's see what else we got. So that's Mario 10, 12, and 14. I don't think any of those were proper Mario games, although that Yoshi's Cookie, I guess that's in the Mario universe, but I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden instead of Gaiden. What else we got? Oh, Street Fighter 201. So it's 199 better than Street Fighter 2. Let's see. Oh, Street Fighter 2010, the final fight. Oh, that's a real futuristic year. Oh my. A little background. Oh, thank you for the background. And had no interest in the frontier. And his partner Troy. Oh, remember Troy? Poor Troy. Oh. Ken was a very serious scientist and researcher. He had a laboratory and everything. He was inventing things. Troy just had to bite it. Bionics don't fix it. Killer's path is pretty easy to trace. Yeah. Killer visited, became quickly infested by Troy and Ken's remarkable cyboplasm. That's a real thing. It comes alive and takes over the body. Is it Ghostbusters 2? Is this Ghostbusters 2 in the Street Fighter universe? Street Fighter 2010 is legit, so that's a real game. This actually came out. Yeah, I don't think a hack would have had all this. So did this come out for NES? I guess it did. It came out in the US? All right. Let's see. Target versus Ken. So I guess this is still a standard fighting game, or is this a beat 'em up? All right, looks like it's going to be a beat 'em up. Ooh. Oh, that's neat. Huh. So yeah, so it is actually like a beat 'em up platformer type thing. Oh, I like that animation. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Huh. This may be something I have to check out later. They made minor changes to the North American release. They changed the lead character to Ken to connect it to the series better. Okay. But it was still supposed to be a Street Fighter, like, future version game. But, yeah, they decided to actually put a character in. Huh, interesting. I do kind of like that. It kind of, like, does this sort of isometric thing where you can see that it actually changes the sprite to kind of go through space a different way, like this rocket. Excitebike, another great launch title for the NES. See, I don't know if I've done Excitebike on here. I've actually done Excitebike on the Switch. It's a game I still love. Still love to play. Alright. And go. I remember too with Excitebike, which was neat. It was one of the first games that you could actually do level construction with on a home console, which was pretty amazing. Muscle, you remember Muscle, the little pink resin dudes, little wrestlers? And I remember this game came out. There was a Muscle game, and I remember it getting like the worst reviews ever. Let's see. Let's see if it lives up to that. I tried doing the stream last night, and there were a lot of issues. It just did not work out all right. So hopefully it works out better today. And I do have some background information that I was at least able to gain last night and see what some of these games are about that some other folks had some more input on. So let's see what we can do. All right. Let's take a look at the Ninja Turtle games. You can see we have 4 Ninja Turtle games, and they're all there were different versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games for the NES, and we'll see what this one is here. This is obviously it's in Japanese, so this is a Famicom version, and yeah, so this looks like is it going to be the platformer? I think that this is how the platformer one starts. All right. Yep. You have the overhead map. And then then you get down to these little platformer levels. So, I mean, nice controls for this, but this game, of course, is very difficult. And there's a area that becomes very difficult. A lot of people don't know how to get past. And I know I've been stuck on it, but now thanks to YouTube, we can see how that's supposed to work. I'm getting beat up by all these guys. So you can see here for this game, it actually works pretty well. Oh, Splinter has some encouraging words, I'm assuming. Maybe he's a little more of a hard ass in Japanese. So yeah, so this is the original Ninja Turtle game for NES. We're gonna reset that. Try the next one. So I think this is the arcade beat 'em up port. Let's see. There we go. Got to hit A to select them. Yep, that's what this is. So Ninja Turtles 2 is the beat 'em up. All right. Oh, we gotta get. Oh. We'll beat them up with the nunchucks. Ironically, we do not have nunchuck controllers here. These are, of course, DB9 connectors, because this is cheap and not anything Nintendo proprietary other than all the intellectual property that was stolen to make this system. But again, if Nintendo didn't want their intellectual property stolen, they would have made a proper number of the NES Classics. While the market was there, they would have filled that market. But they decided not to do that. And now you're going to have this situation happening. So definitely the beat 'em up is a lot more limited. You can see they're trying to make decent sized sprites on the NES, which is difficult to do. And what we end up getting is a lot of flashing when you get too many of them on there, because it's taking a whole bunch of sprites just to make up one of these little characters. But I think they did a reasonably good job with it. But yeah, definitely a bit beyond what the NES could handle. So we saw Ninja Turtles 1 was the original NES Ninja Turtles license game. And then Ninja Turtles 2 is the arcade beat 'em up port. But what's 3? Is this a real game? 1992 from Konami. And what is that? Oh, this looks like alternate graphics for the beat 'em up port. It looks a little more like the arcade. Oh, very fancy. Oh, Ninja Turtles. It is Ninja Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project. Oh, who do I be? So I was Michelangelo in the last game. Raphael, Donatello. I was Donatello in that. Raphael. How about Raphael? Looks like arcade entry. Yeah, it does. I mean, this is pretty graphically impressive for the NES. Oh, here we go. Turtles are enjoying their vacation on a beach in Florida. When suddenly... Come on, April's report is just about to start. Wow, there's April. Here in New York, crime is escalating every day. Oh my goodness. And where are the turtles? They're hanging out in Florida. You know, there's no shortage of crime in Florida. There's a whole lot that can be taken care of there. Bummer Dudes hits Shredder. Uh-oh. What's happening to Manhattan? That's not good. Oh, and Shredder's got April. Oh, taking and all of Manhattan Island. That's a lot of energy to expend. Just to lure the turtles back to New York? That seems a bit extreme. Florida, horrible pizza indeed. Why are the turtles in Florida? There is zero good pizza in Florida. I can attest to that. I've been there many times. And the pizza is awful. It's a bad pizza and no bagels. Like, I think unless you're actually in a Jewish retirement home, there's no bagels anywhere in Florida. Like, they don't know how to do proper New York-style baked goods. It's pretty sad. It's still a plot from the old Spider-Man cartoon. Yeah, you know. Can't expect them to be too original. So you can see here another decent port of that arcade beat 'em up. You know, as good as you can expect on the NES. Again, with the sprites that are a little more than NES can handle, as you can see there. And I think what we're seeing with those artifacts, the flashing, it's due to the fact that it's a system on a chip, and it's not emulation, so it's not like a supercharged NES that you could get, say, with a ARM-based emulation, unless you're really going for the fidelity. But I think this is really a NES on a chip, a one-chip Famiclone, probably a epoxy blob on a little PCB, and everything connects to it. And you have DB9 connectors, and that's it. Mortal Kombat 4. What is this? Is this actually Mortal Kombat? Well, look at that. MK4. Now, the first Mortal Kombat in the arcade came out really past the time where the NES was really relevant. So can they really do something good? What can I get? Oh, these are a lot of repeated characters over here. Okay. Well, there we go. Oh, he's just... Am I playing? I guess I'm playing. Who am I? Okay, so I am the guy in the black pants. I guess that's Nightwolf. Come on. I don't know how these combos are supposed to work. Again, with only the 2 buttons, these fighting games, it's not doing it. How are the controllers on that thing? One of those 620 themes, SNES. Yep, I've got the same one too. That's one I'm going to be cracking open in a later video. The controllers are pretty bad on SNES. I did play that one a bit. This is a NES style controller, like the original NES. It's not bad. I've actually seen worse for like USB type controllers, but it's not great. It's not as good as a real Nintendo. So definitely, if you were to get NES Classic, you're gonna get a good quality Nintendo controller with that. But good luck getting one. So this is what we got. Yeah, DB9 connectors, the same thing. Yeah, it's very, very strange. But yeah, definitely the controllers. Yeah, we're talking about much lighter buttons, but there's a pregnant click to these buttons. So I don't think they're necessarily good micro switches on here, but it might still be some very basic switch. So it may not be a totally mechanical switch, but it feels mechanical. It doesn't just feel like pure mush. But then the D-pad is kind of trash. So it doesn't seem to always... no fatalities because it's NES, so I'm guessing that probably had NES seal of quality. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Let's try the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. See what that was like. All right, so here's another. It's definitely another Famicom one in Japanese. Do I be Chip or Dale? Chip's always kind of boring. Let's go with Dale. All right, there's the whole gang, and we're reading about their story in Japanese. And there's Dale. He's got his fun little shirt on. And let's see. I'll get this apple. Oh, okay. I can throw the apples. That's good to know. Ooh. Oh, that didn't go too well. Found that Mario 14 is a hack of a Japanese-only sequel to Kid Niki Radical Ninja, specifically the third in the series. Wow, how random. So I think the question is, man, were these hacks made on actual cartridges? Were these cartridges that you could buy like in a gray market in China and play these games on a real system? Let me try to find these guys. Hey, there we go. Or was it just for this strange market? Oh. Wow. So Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, a little too difficult for me. So that was just the one. So what's these other two about? Presents copyright 1993. Oh, a little spotlight, a little searchlight. Okay. Oh, there's Chip and Dale. That's Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger 2. Again, maybe this was this Japan only, because again, 1993. This is really late for a NES game. Not a lot getting put out in the West at this point. Maybe I'll try Chip, because Chip has that Indiana Jones hat now. Oh, wow. There's some sort of prison or something? What is that? All right, there's Chip. He's talking to some guy in Japanese. He's a very cosmopolitan guy, that Chip. Can talk to some dude in Japanese anytime he wants. All right, can I just skip past this? Let's have a conversation in Japanese with every character. Is Dale going to come out? How about Donald Duck? Okay, there's Dale. So maybe with Dale coming out, that's the end of it. Okay. All right, Dale. Okay. Is this a movie? Or is this a game? Boy, this would be really enthralling. I'm sure, just totally, if I could actually understand this. Alright, so now the Japanese guy's just talking to us. Alright, we're like in a diner? So you got like a diner style cup of coffee and a cheeseburger. What is this? Oh. Some guy with a fork. Oh. Little rescue ranger things. Can I? Okay. So I have no attack. But I can get these little blocks. I think that's what I'm supposed to do, is collect these blocks. Oh! Man. So, again, just a very strange platformer. Yeah, Chip has the hat. And Dale has the Hawaiian shirt. Oh, and I have no way of jumping down. When they're naked, you know, like in a normal cartoon or in a comic book, you can tell them apart because Dale has the red nose and the gap tooth smile. Oh, jumping on top is no good either. So you have no means of attack against any of these enemies. I mean, it's cute graphics and all. It's very cartoony, but yeah, I'm not not sure what I'm trying to accomplish here. And then we have the original. So here's like, again, Mortal Kombat 4. Because right here we had Mortal Kombat, so this is Mortal Kombat. So is this the same game? So I think this is where, you know, oh, yep. So it looks exactly the same. Yeah, I'm not going to go through this again. So yeah, you can see there, it doesn't take long before you start seeing just out and out duplicates in this list of 620 games. So like Cage, could that also be like a Mortal Kombat game? What is it? Natsume Cage. 1990. Okay, oh, Natsume is the company. So what is it? Player select. Hayate. I guess I'll be Hayate. Stage 1. Alright, so what is this? Oh, it looks like another beat 'em up. Okay. Oh, that's a interesting sword technique he's got there. Okay, all I can do is just kind of swizzle with my sword. It's like I'm beating a large egg that's in front of me. How do I get out of here? Natsume made Harvest Moon. Thought Neil Young made Harvest Moon. Oh, I guess you're meaning a video game. What is this? All right, I'm already lost, and there's no enemies. How do I get up there? Oh, there we go. Okay, I figured out something. Was that just doing B and up gets me to do that? Oh, monkeys are attacking. All right, and there's that guy. Can I jump up to here? Oh. Come on. Out of my way. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. Yep, okay. I can climb up bars. I mean, this isn't too bad so far. It's a playable sort of beat-em-up platformer. Thanks for coming, Fuzzix. Oh, ZX Spectrum Vids, yep, so it's not going to happen this Monday, but next Monday. Be the arithmetic and logic video, which is taken way longer than I had anticipated to make, so it just wasn't making the production cycle. So I'll tell you, there's a lot. It's a lot more complicated, that instruction set architecture for math. A lot of things are happening in weird ways, so I've been really just getting to know all the weird ins and outs of like how add and subtract, and add with carry, subtract with carry, how they all work in all these different variations. There's just so many different opcodes, so many the differences between 8 and 16-bit. It's not predictable, and so things the flags don't get changed in ways that you would expect. It's a very strange one, so there's a lot to go over. And I may even just get the logic part out there. I may just be all on the arithmetic functions. After all your other projects are completed, do you think you'll branch off existing CPU tutorials and modify them for other systems like the NES? Yeah, so that is actually my plan. That I within these different families, so like with the 6502, to eventually do Atari 2600 and NES at the very least, and maybe some Commodore 64 also. But then yeah, having that 65 CO2 as a basis, and then I can just sort of do Delta episodes. Like here, I showed you how to program. I showed how the instruction set works in like those first 8 episodes of the Commander X16 series, and then there can be a jumping off point. It's like, all right, well, like remember how I said in those episodes, you don't have certain opcodes or addressing modes or behaviors for these other systems. And here's that in action. Here it is for the NES. Here it is for the Atari 2600. Oh, by the way, Atari 2600 only like 13-bit addressing. So good luck with that. Oh, it's Three Eyes Boy. Tomy. Oh, okay. Didn't know Tomy made NES games. I guess they did for the Famicom. Yes, easy, please. Stage 1. Oh, look at this little guy. Oh, isn't he cute? He looks like Avatar. Now, this is pretty easy so far. Like, I'm not dying right away. That's how you know it's easy. That I'm actually capable of playing it. So this is definitely looks like it was more of a kid-oriented game by having that easy mode. And that's what people gotta realize, like, and my kids play some of these games, you know, they grew up where, you know, easy mode's a given. The games tell you how to play them, they ease you into it. That, ooh. And that, you play a game now, you're not just going to die right away. That's not how games work anymore. So they're definitely used to that. Or having sandbox games like Minecraft and Animal Crossing, where, like, you play creative mode Minecraft, there is no dying. You're just playing around, you're building a world. And so, yeah, they have a whole different concept of gaming. They don't have, like, the plugging quarters into arcade machine gaming concept that kind of went into the these early console games. It's like still trying to figure out what console gaming should be. All right. I think Three Eyes Boy is an Osamu Tezuka character. Same guy who wrote Astro Boy. Okay. Yeah, I can see their similar style there. Okay. Cute. Alright, well, let's try a little something different here. So yeah, and that's again like another thing, like at least now with the Switch, they have the Nintendo emulation, the NES and SNES emulation in there, but it's a curated list. It's kind of small, and you don't have the marketplace like you had with Wii. So how do you actually access these old games? Like, I want to play one of these weird Famicom games. Well, they put a few Famicom only games on the Switch, but it's only what Nintendo wants you to have. It's a tiny number. You know, here's a half dozen Famicom exclusive games that you can play on your Switch. And it's like, well, no, I want to play some more. And there's the only way to do that is through pirated ROMs, either on emulation or on a system like this. And so, yeah, it's, again, Nintendo just... obviously, it's going to be difficult for them to be able to, create that ecosystem and say, all right, yeah, we understand it's difficult, but, yeah, we're not going to go and do a giant server with every game you ever wanted. Well, it doesn't have to be every game you ever wanted, but, a few. And some, there's just going to be no way because the rights are too complex. We've got a lot of these publishers that don't exist anymore. So how are we going to get that? How are we going to get these publishers that don't exist anymore to give Nintendo rights to the game to play them on the Switch? It's not going to happen. Or to redo the NES Classic and then have the ability to buy, like, DRM'd ROM versions to plug into it. They're not going to have that. It's just too much to deal with. And that's what they could do, is come up with a legit one of these where, here it is. It's a 701 officially licensed Nintendo. Every game that we were able to, have access to, that we could get publishing rights for, we put it in there, and we got the world's cheapest lawyer and got all the rights together. I know it's hard. It's like, I mean, really, how can we expect them to do that? I think we could at least expect them to do like at least the NES Classic and just keep producing it, because that could at least starve us a bit out of the market. But eventually, you're never going to get this kind of experience unless you're doing emulation or buying this knockoff. All right, Dead Fox. Start. Oh, it's another password one, kind of like Metroid. Oh, here we go. Interesting animation. I always kind of like that, the concept of a password. So basically, it's a hash code, and there's a finite number of game states, and you just put the hash code in, and there you go. That state is reproduced. And so yeah, it's a pretty neat way of getting around the lack of non-volatile RAM. Because as you remember, so in North America, we started getting the battery-backed SRAM games like Zelda, and that's how you're able to have save games. And before that, you had the passwords, and that was an extension of the Famicom Disk System, where the original Japanese version of Zelda came out on this proprietary floppy disk, and then you were just saving your game on that floppy disk. All right, here's Dead Fox. Okay, he is just shooting dudes in the jungle. Okay. Oh, but they can jump fast. But yeah, it seemed like the battery-backed SRAM cartridge concept never came out for the standard Famicom. That they only did that on the disk system. But then when you had the Super Famicom, that became more of a standard. Okay, how do I get up over there? And then, of course, after the SNES, we get to Nintendo 64. Still had, well, you had the Rumble packs with memory in them, and you had that sort of transportable memory concept. And of course, PlayStation adopted that, and the Sega Saturn and the Dreamcast and the GameCube had those swappable memory cards. PlayStation 2 had swappable memory cards. And then eventually we decided that everything has to be on a local hard drive or in the cloud. Now, either you log into your cloud account, or you have your system just cached locally, all your save game data. What's Milk and Nuts? I gotta see what Milk and Nuts, or Nuts and Milk if you prefer. Oh, so this looks like a black box game with that same kind of intro. All right, so I'm the pink guy. Oh, did I die? Okay. Oh, splash. All right. I have no jumping capability, but he just kills me if he touches me. Dig Dug. So this was neat, is that you did have like a bunch of Namco ports for the NES when it first came out. So all of the big Namco arcade games had pretty faithful ports in Nintendo, because NES could do like these Galaga class games. Of course, this was originally on Z80. Oop. Missing out here. So this is one of the early examples of a Z80 arcade game trying to be ported as close as possible to a 6502 based home system. So I mean, yeah, this works pretty well. If you might have seen the live stream I did before, by the way, I have my channel, Sly the Games Live, which is where the unedited version of this stream will be going. I don't think I'm going to put last night's stream on there, but I'll be putting this one on here because it seems to be going pretty well so far. And you can see I have the Pac-Man plug and play, actually an official Namco Bandai plug and play with a nice big joystick and arcade buttons, and it's got Dig Dug and a bunch of different Pac-Man games, and Rally X, Galaga, Galaxian, Bosconian. Really good set of games for that. So I like here again the silent attract mode because yeah, it's like it's not a credits thing like you'd have in a current game, but yeah, it's just like, well, people want the arcade experience at home, right? So we'll just faithfully reproduce that. Oh, okay, not really what we're looking for. All right, this is something else I haven't tried. Gubble Bobble 2. Is this Bubble Bobble 2? Is it original Bubble Bobble? What is it? It's Bubble Bobble 2. All right. Now is the beginning of a fantastic story. Let's make a journey to the Cave of Monsters. Good luck. Yep, so yeah, this is Bubble Bobble 2. Love the Bubble Bobble games. Taito made some really fun games in the series. Of course, for the ZX Spectrum, I am making a Puzzle Bobble based game. Question is, do I come up with little characters as mascots in that? Not sure what I'm going to have, actually, for a lot of that stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is really a very playable version of Puzzle Bobble 2. Give this a try. I mean, that would be really nice, is that, like, if you had on the Switch or some other new version of the NES Classic, yeah, getting some of these companies that still exist in some form, like Konami and Taito, and get them to just give like a blanket license. Like, here's our whole library. You can have all the Konami games that we licensed for the NES. Wouldn't that be nice? So I think that would probably be the only way to really do it is, yeah, you've got these sort of abandoned publishers. We're not going to be able to give that permission, but these guys that still exist will just say, fine, you know, we're making zero money off our old NES games. Please give us whatever. Anything you can, and that's better than nothing. You have the ROMs already, and then people can enjoy these old games, and then maybe we'll put out a new game in that franchise, and people become more interested now that they've had a chance to see its history a bit. Who knows? Are they thinking that way? Do they not care about the history? Just kind of curious. What's Burbles? Burbles is a very dark war game. That's like some kind of Jeep with a gun on it, and I'm trying to kill the paratroopers. Boy, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Am I supposed to catch these guys? Or am I supposed to shoot these guys? Game over. All right. I think I'm just supposed to shoot everything because it looks like I got that medical box and that. So that game is indeed Burbles. Seems like a violation of achievement. Yes, it does, doesn't it? It really does. And Tetris 2. So which Tetris is this? I actually remember renting the Tengen Tetris before it was taken off the market. My local video store had the Tengen Tetris. I guess it kind of looks like the Nintendo one. Doesn't look like either one too well. But anyway, yeah, so I had the Tengen Tetris. That was the first Tetris home game I ever played. There was a local restaurant bar place that had the first Tetris machine I ever saw, and that's where I first played Tetris, was on that arcade machine. And yeah, so I became a very big fan of Tetris right away then. But you know, it was one thing when I was plunking quarters into this machine at the bar. Then when I rented the Tengen one, all of a sudden it kind of like, even though I only had like a 2-day rental, it like took over my life. It was all I could think about, because I played it for a couple hours, and then all these falling blocks sort of invaded my psyche. It was very strange. So I never had a game quite affect me that way before. But then after renting the Tengen one, I remember renting it the one time, and then I bought the Nintendo version, the one that they published. But then, yeah, then I just played the crap out of that until eventually you could just get Tetris and everything. And I had like a version of Tetris on the PC for Windows back when games on Windows were kind of rare. It's like, no, it's not a DOS game. You can actually play it on Windows. You don't have to exit Windows to play it. That was quite a novelty at the time. I think this game is violating my civil rights, my human rights, to have a normal game of Tetris. I mean, can I really not get... Am I really supposed to get, all this? Yeah, forget it. Just let it die. Yeah, that was weird. I don't think that version of Tetris, it looks like it's trying to be more like the arcade game than any of the home ports. Hopefully I'll get to do another stream again soon, but definitely next week I'll be having the next Z80 tutorial video. That'll be coming out. So, all right. Bye, everybody.